Hi guys!
Wait, okay.
Ow! Babe, this is not a porno.
Okay, yes.
Rolling,
Boom.
rolling, rolling on high. Hello, baby.
Hello. Now the question is, how am I gonna sit comfortably? I'm not a yoga master like you, and I've grown my thighs a little bit too much.
You might need to get bigger shorts.
Yeah, I think I need to just get a whole new outfit. That's why I like the pirate shirts, because they're so big. I need to get pirate pants.
I love how long it takes you to sit down.
Struggle is real, okay?
Oh wait, I can sit close to you.
Yeah. You should sit close to me.
Let me.
Ooh. 10 minutes later. Yay, we're starting. These are so tight. Why did I choose these shorts?
I don't know, maybe you should just take them off.
Yeah, get a little more views. Or no views. Or you get shut down. Too much sexiness in there.
Welcome to the first vlog.
Welcome. Yeah.
Vlog.
What did you say?
Vlog.
Oh, come on, dude. Like, this whole writing thing's just not real anymore.
Okay, let's start it again. Welcome to the first vlog
Yay!
of
Cool.
Fanny the Van.
Alright. I was like, I'm gonna let you do it.
Thanks.
So, here's a little backstory on who we are, why are we doing this, and
Who
where
Lammy
we're
is.
going. Lammy, yeah, first of all, our little
Little mascot.
mascot pet,
Pet.
because we can't afford a dog or a cat,
It's very upsetting.
and it's a big responsibility. We don't want kids, at the moment at least.
He had to put that caveat in for me. So Lammy
So-
came all the way from when I started traveling 2 years ago.
She's
And then I
gonna
thought
go
I'd
with
lost
us.
her, and then I found her in a bag. So Marcus
Here in
looked
Bali.
Here in Bali. So Marcus looked after her while I was traveling back in the UK.
And now we wanted to share with you the whole journey. A lot of people, they buy a van and they fix it and then they go travel. Cool, that's amazing, super inspiring. But for us, the whole struggle starts now where we're like, we really want the van life. We found actually a van that's my dad's neighbor and we don't have the money.
No, exactly.
Like, we're like, okay, shit, we gotta save up some money. We gotta work hard to get the money. So we want to share that whole journey of like actually making it. The struggle, the hustle, the real shit.
And wow, there has been a lot of struggle.
So maybe a backstory on who
Yeah,
we are.
let's start. I'm going to get my tea while you chat.
Oh, nice. I'm Marcus Grip, and I've been a freelance photographer and filmmaker more or less for like 12 years. I've done it professionally full-time for 4 years. But always been like the black sheep of the family, always traveling around, always, rather living somewhere that I have fun than making a lot of money. So I've always been like a struggling artist kind of thing. And then now I ended up in Bali after a lot of adventures and we met here.
Mm-hmm.
And then now recently, big change happened for you.
Yeah,
I inspired her to
You
the
did
dark
inspire
side.
that was so evil. Okay, so yeah, 2 years ago for me,
I'll grab the tea.
you grab your tea. Get your bum in the picture, babe. So cute. Yeah, so 2 years ago for me, I left
That's
the
going
UK.
to be the thumbnail, sorry.
That can be the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Okay. Take the shorts off then.
Show
Digressing.
my thong.
Anyway.
Cut to thong video now.
Shake
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Shake it, baby. My thong look good on you.
Anyway.
Anyway, sorry. So yeah, 2 years ago, I left the UK. I'm going to try and put this in a really very small nut rather than a coconut shell. That
2,000 years later.
basically I got really, really ill. I worked at a bank. I worked at JP Morgan as a project manager for 6.5 years, nearly 7 years. And got really ill, was really stressed, and I got something called leaky gut syndrome. At the time, they didn't actually know what it was. They were like, oh, you're having some type of autoimmune reaction, but we don't really know what it is. And here's like loads of medication and steroids and anti-inflammatories and antihistamines and you
Here's shit
list it,
to
I've had
cover it up but fuck your body up.
pretty much. And that wasn't good enough for me, and I decided to try and heal myself naturally. So I came off all the medication and sort of started my own like holistic journey, but just through my own research. This whole experience made me realize I didn't really know a lot about my body. And then furthermore, I didn't really know a lot about myself. So I was like, oh, I'm 26 and I don't really know who I am. I broke up with my boyfriend at the time, sold all my furniture, left the UK and went travelling. Partied a lot and just tried to like do all the things that I hadn't done before to kind of figure out what I liked and what I didn't. So I went to Bali and did my yoga teacher training, which changed my life. And really got me in touch with who I am and like made me actually find myself, which was all the intention, because I had been doing yoga for a while and that's something I really enjoyed and it really helped me when I was getting better with my sickness, my illness. I think I spent every day crying, pretty much, just like...
Through the training?
Just through the training.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
It was like incredible. It was really like... It's incredible if you want to like learn about yourself and you're not actually that interested in becoming a teacher. You just, through the whole process, you just learn so much about yourself. And yeah, it's kind of like a counselling session all in one, really.
Yeah.
So you learn a lot about yourself and what you're capable of. And then I realised that actually it was the first time in a long time that I'd been happy and I didn't want to leave Bali. Then I met Marcus here.
Fell in love with me.
And yeah, we kind of were on the same sort of path.
I was
like,
waiting for that like so long. I was like, where's my part's going to come in?
Yeah, you arrived eventually into the life. I realised that I now no longer wanted to work for a big corporation. I wanted to do my own thing and I wanted to share my journey with other people of how I had, through trying 100 different types of diets, different ways of eating and figuring out my own life, I now figured out how to do that and I wanted to now help other people. So I started studying to be a holistic nutritionist. So I was working as a health writer here for a yoga company. So I sucked it up and I took the rest of pretty much the most of my savings that was left over and paid for a very expensive holistic health course, but I'm absolutely loving it. They're called the Health Coach Institute and they're absolutely phenomenal. I love every single moment that I'm studying with them. Anyway, so I decided, well, do you know what? I could do this for a living. So I quit the job 6 weeks ago and I'm now... I keep saying unemployed, but I'm self-employed.
Yeah.
Self-employed with Cake and Holistics. My first detoxing, if you want to call it that, like program is coming out in a couple of weeks. And I got my first client, so now I'm like trying to get like at least like 7 more. It is difficult setting up a business. Like I was like, it'll be easy. Like there's so much.
Yeah, there's just so many parts of it. And when you start out, because you don't have a lot of money or any money, you have to wear so many hats.
Yeah,
and I still do. Millions of stuff. And like the to-do list is just growing.
You don't think about it. You don't realize how much there is to do. I remember actually sitting on the plane on the way to the UK and I was like writing down my to-do list. And I almost had like a little panic attack. I was like, I have so much to do and I'm one person.
Anyway.
So now I'm back in the UK, back from the UK, 5 weeks away from my monkey. Been very long. I got my first client last night.
Fuck yeah.
Exciting.
I did a self high five first.
Yeah?
Yeah. I like
Self
good
high five.
coaching, Marcus.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually Marcus was doing really well because I was having a bit of a bitch fit. Are we going to call that just a BF? A bitch fit?
Yeah, it's like White Chicks.
It's from White Chicks, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Now, it all makes
Get
sense
me
now
off.
because I actually woke up this morning and had my first ever proper period since I was like 14. This is a big issue for me. I came off like my contraceptive implant and I've been on contraception since I was 14.
Well, we filmed it before.
We did that before. Go back to that vlog. That kind of explains it. But anyways, I was being an absolute bitch yesterday.
No.
was.
You're exaggerating. You were annoyed by shit that normal people would be annoyed with. You were maybe just a little more annoyed than normal.
Okay.
Trust me, the way you reacted, I was like, yeah, I reacted the same way.
Basically, my
Because
payment
like
system...
shit doesn't work, the website, you can't pay, you can't use your card, PayPal doesn't allow you to pay, you're like, just let me fucking make money.
My client was trying to pay and everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong. Everything was, and I was like, if one more thing like goes wrong, I might like explode.
And we have like massive glass windows instead of walls here, so I was like, don't break it.
So yeah, that's
it's
pretty much
interesting.
where we are.
Yeah, because it's like you went from stable job most of your life to switching to freelance. I went from like freelance all my life, but both of us when we met, because I went to Bali, actually I got offered a job as well, like as an employee, doing content for a company, doing videos and photos. But after a few months I realized like, oh shit, I'm just not made for this. I need to do my own thing. I need to do vlogs like this. I need to create my own photos, have my own photo shoot, like at least freelancing and have my own freedom. It's so important to me, even if that means making a lot less money and all these things, because it's just like, in the end, I just want to be happy. So we both came from very different backgrounds in that sense, but in that moment, we both were employed and we felt like we don't want to be that, we want to have the freedom. And I was like, well, for me, it's easy because I'm going to go back to what I'm used to. And for you, it was something new. So it was nice for me to like support you. And then we kind of went onto the same path
And I think
together.
that's what's why we get on the way that we do and why we're so closely connected is because having another person who's gone through the whole setting up of a business and understanding the frustrations and trying to start from scratch when no one knows who you are, and like to other people it might seem trivial or frivolous or whatever the case is, but like, you know, being on Instagram all the time and trying to post and like trying to think of things to post, like it's very much a technical digital age, and like if you're not doing that constantly, like people don't know who you are really. So yeah, sometimes it feels quite overwhelming because it's like, well, we have to post content so that people know who we are, but equally we love the content that we post. So like we couldn't wait to get this vlog out. We were like, is it time to do the vlog yet? Like we just really want to do it. And also like Marcus mentioned it earlier, is that obviously we wanting to now travel around Europe in our vanny. And what we wanted to do is,
I thought that was like a steering wheel thing first.
I mean, we can do that.
Wait. Is it,
This way.
No. Oh, should yeah.
We should get like a theme song for vanny. So there's two types of vloggers that we've seen. One is like the Instagram beautiful people, and I mean, great, like you guys are beautiful, but you can't really see behind the scenes of how they're making their money to be able to travel around. Or you get the people who are in vans who are similarly either showing how they've built a van or the adventures that they are traveling around in their vans. Actually, it was 3 people rather than 2. And what we wanted to do is show the whole thing. The aim is that we can continue, Marcus can continue doing all his video work and photography while we're traveling, and that I can work solely online with my online business, and like the funds that we gather from there and through selling recipe books or ebooks or whatever the case, like that is going to be our income source to fund us going around the world. And we want to show you guys like every step of the way how we've done that, and not be like, oh, it's super easy, because sometimes it's not. Like our routine is hectic.
We have so much different things to show, because like again, we want to show the whole process of like, we don't have a lot of money, we're gonna work hard and document the whole process so people can get inspired, because people are like, oh yeah, good for you, you had like saved up $10,000 and you can just buy a van and build it. We're like, you have, I don't know, I have maybe maybe $3,000 in my bank, which is a lot for me. Like I never had that much in my bank account like the last 10 years. I was like, I actually have money saved up.
I took a snapshot as like evidence that it says Caden Holistics Limited, current balance, nil. So that's currently where I'm sitting with my business account. I want to be 100% honest. So I have £600 in my current account. I have £6,000 on a credit card, and I have £3,000.
As in like £6,000 you have to pay the credit card company.
£6,000 in
not that you can use.
No, but £3,500 or slightly more than that was the amount that I paid for my course. So it's not like I've just been living a while and buying margaritas every day.
It's
like
investment,
there was investments there, but so like that's where I'm standing. So £600 current account with my actual living expenses. Nothing in my business account at the moment.
So that's the fun challenge, and I like those challenges when it's like you're in the dirt and you gotta hustle hard to get what you want. Because for us now, it's like it is the 6th of April. Our plan is to head back home to Sweden on around like 24th of May, hopefully, if we have enough money. So I'm trying to get as much photo and video jobs here in Bali as possible as a freelancer, and just save up money through that. And if we have enough, cool, we go back. If not, we might have to stay another month here, because we live pretty cheap here and I get some jobs coming in. So we can just break down actually how, like, because I always want to watch people and they're like, yeah, we make money online and we do that. It's like, it's so vague. I was like, I want to go into detail. I'm happy to do it.
Okay, you break it down, baby.
My income source is photo shoots and video shoots for personal, like private people or companies. Usually do a lot of like cool commercial promo videos for, like, could be like a tattoo shop or someone having a yoga retreat. I'll come there and film and then promote them and do a nice video. That's one income source. The other one is stock video. So I do a lot of stock videos when I travel or when I'm even here. I have different ideas. Like with you, we film each other. I film friends and stuff. Just have cool shots. And I'm making a little bit that. I have tons, like thousands of clips that I haven't gone through yet because I've been so busy. So now finally I'm freelancing again. So now I'm going to go through a lot and hopefully upload that, which can make me more money. Around now on average, I make around maybe $130 a month, which is not a lot, but like, I have like 1,500 videos up there.
But that's just for stock.
Yeah, just stock.
For stock, yeah.
So that's like 1,500 clips. And I probably have, if I go through, I probably have like more than 10,000 clips that I can upload. So hopefully that number will come up, which means I will get like passive income. Of course, you have to do the initial work to do the videos and edit it out. But yeah, so that's source. And then the freelance is the second one. And then I'm also running a diabetic channel. That's like 48,000 followers now. It's called That Diabetic Dude on Instagram and YouTube. So I used to share my experience of living as a type 1 diabetic and trying to inspire people to live healthy and that you can do whatever the fuck you want. So I get a little bit from like YouTube ads there, and that's pretty much my side of where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I'm going to be the main guy who like films and edits because that's just my passion. I can literally, I wish I didn't have to sleep because I can just sit all day filming and editing.
Bless. We slept for 11 hours today.
Oh yeah, we did. We needed some sleep.
It was really good though. But
yeah, but I'm going to teach you.
I mean, I came up with the very good ideas. I came up with the shake idea.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
That was a good one.
Let's put that in again. And we're back.
But for my income source at the moment, I think I kind of pretty much touched on this, so I'll make it short, is I'm a freelance writer, so I do health articles or yoga articles. Those are my main content sources at the moment, but I'm happy to do more than that. So I'm going to be creating more profiles on, there's a number of different freelance writing websites. That's definitely something that I'm going to be doing, and I charge between $50 and $100 per article. At the moment, but that's just because I've kind of started out, but now that my writing's getting better, I'm going to probably start increasing that. And then obviously the other one is my business, which at the moment I've actually put quite a bit of money into, because building a website costs money and you have online constant costs that you have to be covering. But so I've got my programs and I sell individual tickets, and I'm either doing things by groups. I have like Facebook groups where people get together and I do like a 4-week course, and that's probably between like 120 and 200 depending on the course, but the first one I've done at the moment is 119. Or I do private coaching, which at the moment I do private coaching for this particular detox, which is a month, for £270. I haven't actually got all of that money through. Like I've sold one place so far on my course, but it's just because I just started. Yeah. So that's the idea, is that that'll come through. But something we're also going to be looking at is sponsorship for certain things with the van. And so if there's other income sources that we happen to come across along the way, we'll let you know and let you know what they are. And also, I think it'd be really cool. Because we believe we really believe in the mindset of having, what is now? Fingers in different pies. Yeah. Like when you're employed, that's your only income source, unless you have a side hustle and do more stuff like that. Like if you get, fired, you're fucked. But for me, it's like this month was actually pretty bad on YouTube. Like I got, because I like when people share the numbers, and I'm happy to do that. So between $300 and $600 per month is what I get from YouTube. It totally depends. It goes up. Like October, November, December was pretty good. It was like $500-$600, and now it went down a bit. I'm not sure like why. That's just like different reasons to why. But like this last month was like $350, so that was much lower. But then like my stock was like had a crazy boost. So usually I earn around $111, $130, but last month was like $400. So that kind of compensated it. So like it's good to have a little bit. And then again, I have some freelance work, a few here and there. So yeah, my day rate for shooting 8 hours a day, it's $500. And that's like my Bali price, because it's a bit like cheaper to live here, and it's like more like there's not big clients, big corporations. And also like talking about like passive income, that's something that we're definitely trying to get more and more. Now, passive income, I think people get really excited, like, oh, I can kind of like not do anything and get paid. No, you have to do a shitload of work in the beginning to make it a quality service or product or whatever it is that you're offering, that people will come back to continue buying. I guess just like with stock footage, I have to film it, I have to get to a place, and I have to go and edit it, and I have to pick out the pieces that I know is going to be good for stock, and that's also a skill to see like what will sell. If you want to live traveling life, you get to travel around and see cool things, it takes work. And it takes passion, and if you're passionate about something, work is then easier because you're passionate about doing it. I feel like we've covered a lot in this video. Yeah, I was like, this went way too long. But what we didn't talk about, which is most important, is like the van. Oh yeah, the van. Yeah, the van. So van life has been a dream for me for about 4 years. Oh, you can actually fucking live in a van? Like, cool. I didn't know about that. I only saw that, big ass RVs and like for rich people. I was like, oh, people are rebuilding these smaller vans and you just live in it. That's awesome. So yeah, for many years now, I was like, oh, I'm going to save up and I'm going to do this. But then always like something came up. It was always like, life. And, I still wanted to travel and stuff. So I didn't have so much money saved up. And and then we started talking about it. I can't remember how really, but I think because my mum and stepdad travel they do have this like massive trailer hotel on wheels traveling around the States, and I think we were talking about that. Yeah. And then you were like, oh, I've always dreamed about doing van life, and that's kind of how we got into it. Yeah. And then we're like, well, let's fucking do it then.
And so yeah, we were starting researching about, you know, should we buy a, you know, classic Mercedes Sprinter van that most people do and rebuild it? And we're like, okay,
Which
maybe.
we got
but
very
then,
excited about.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, we're researching. We almost bought one actually.
Yeah,
we're like,
we did.
we're like, should we just buy this shit and then pick it up in a few months? But yeah, luckily we didn't, because also then the more research we did, we realized that, well, we don't know anything about building anything. Like, I can't
Hang
build.
on, I can wire a plug.
And I cannot. I can plug in the plug. So yeah, we realized like, okay, building it would be an super exciting project and super fun to do. And I would love to do that in the future, but it's just like we don't have the time and money right now to do that.
Or the experience.
Yeah, which is like fine, because if you have the time and money, you can learn and you make a mistake and you learn through that. But also, we don't have anyone around. Like my dad doesn't know shit about those things. I just talked with my dad about like, oh, you think we can be at your house? Because like he has a big space that we can use. And he's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, well, why don't you buy one that's like already prepared? And we were like, you know, we really want to build our own.
Yeah,
but the more research we did, we realized that like it's gonna take a lot of time and a lot of money, and it might be cheaper, but then you really have to know what you're doing yourself, and it's just a lot of work.
Because if you mess it up, like something that's...
You don't want to blow up the battery.
Or you have to maybe redo something because you didn't do it right, and then it costs more money.
Yeah.
And also we wanted to get... we're being really... Which is good, we're being really ambitious, and we're wanting to try and get all of this done for the summer.
Yeah.
And then like trying to make all the money that we need and get back and build a van to then travel still for the summer in Europe is just... We realized it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And then Marcus found this one, and it's like, well, and he'll tell you a bit more about it now, but the only thing that we really need to do is we can just put our own mark on it. So we can sand down the inside, we can paint it, we can put some like nice things in. I really want to put like a collage of all the photographs where we visit, like on the roof.
Still make it our own. Well, my dad was like, why don't you ask my neighbor? It's like a good friend of his. He had owned a few vans and like do van life. So he's like, oh, he can help you find one that's already done, like secondhand on the internet. And then it's like, actually, he has one. Well, why don't you ask him? He maybe want to sell it. And then, the guy convinced his wife to sell it to us. So we're like, fuck yeah. And we saw it. We were like, yep, that's Vanny. It really looks like Vanny.
Yeah,
so
I mean, it's expensive. It is expensive.
Yeah, it's 11,000 euros.
Yeah.
And we had never done van life before.
Yeah, we might do 3 months in and hate it.
Exactly. And like this was not for us. We thought, I doubt it too. But you know, and at least like get used to it, and then through that experience, knowing what we want for our next van. So anyway, it's a old little Citroen
Adventure.
It's called like the Little Adventure. So it's like super perfect name. It's so cute. Yeah, and it's pretty big actually.
Really?
It's like big enough. Yeah, it's like it's not like the Volkswagen small that someone did. No, it's not tiny.
Babe, it's tiny.
It's
a good thing that we are hobbit sized.
Yeah. We'll fit right in. But it has like a nice little area where it's like two couches and a table, and you fold down the table and it becomes a bed and all that stuff. Yeah, so it has a toilet, it has hot and cold water, it has electricity, it has the plug so we can plug it in our computers.
It has a fridge and freezer.
It has a fridge and freezer, and like it has a battery and stuff so it lasts for a few days. It has a roof rack. We can put like bags and stuff like that.
It's got like one of those big domed things that you can put storage in. It's got an awning that comes out. So basically, like when you start like calculating all these things in,
it's not too bad.
Like it's actually not that bad.
And you fix the engine.
Plus, the guy who owned it was a mechanic, so he's already changed the cam belts, which can cost thousands to replace because you can only last them for like 10 or 12 years and it needed replacing. So he's already done that for us. And he was a mechanic, so the engine, and he even took a photograph of the engine, like, look how shiny and clean it is.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like all in really good working order.
And I met him, he's a sweet guy, and he's like one of my dad's best friend and also neighbor, so we know it's not gonna like...
Plus, we don't have to travel anywhere to get it. We can literally arrive at Marcus's dad, walk across, and pick up our van.
Literally, it's like a 2-minute walk, and like, here's the van. So yeah, so we're super excited. We're like, okay, cool, it's 11,000, it's a bit high, but we're not gonna get cheaper than that, especially if we get that kind of quality, and like a good van, it's perfect to start with. It's just like, it felt so right. And it was like, even like he went out of his way to convince his wife to sell it because she wasn't really keen on it. But it's like, eventually she gave up because they want to buy a new one anyway.
Yeah, they think they're going to do something else.
That's very exciting. So that's our goal now. So we're just going to save up 11,000. We have to split that. So that's like 5,500. And I'm almost there.
I've got £3,000 of that because I've got that in savings at the moment, which at the moment I'm putting aside for the van. So I've got about 2.5 more I need to get in order to get the van.
Yeah.
It will work.
So
manifestation. Mostly, Marcus also needs to get his driver's license because currently I'm the only person who can drive in this family.
That's true. I'm going to have to get a driver license, which is going to cost a lot of money as well.
I'm used to driving in England, which is on the...
Left side.
Now I have to drive on the right-hand side, so it's going to be interesting, but...
Yeah. We'll do a little warm-up at my dad's place. But yeah, excited. So I actually have to save up, I don't know, 1,000 or 2,000 more euros because taking a license in Sweden is very expensive. And I probably have to do an intensive crash course that they have, which is like 2 weeks.
They call it a crash course.
Yeah.
Driving the test.
One part of the education is actually experiencing how to lose control of the car. Do you have that?
No.
Yeah, we go on like a racetrack with a special car that has like special extra wheels on it, and then it's like, yeah, now I'm gonna switch on like it's fucking ice, and you're gonna lose all control, so you at least can experience how it is to do. And then it does, and he's like, okay, turn, because at the cones, right? So he's like, turn right, turn left, and now boom, and then you turn right, and the whole car's like, you're like, no, and you like can't do anything.
Marcus said that van life had been his dream. I must completely admit, van life had never been my dream. I'm very much a home bird type person where I like to feel grounded, and the majority of my life I've not felt grounded. I've not felt like this is home. I have itchy feet all the time and I'm always moving, but in my mind it's always like I don't like this because I actually want to have a home and to feel happy going back to that and that being my home. And like even in the UK, because my whole family are there, that kind of felt home to me. But then when traveling again, I was like, oh, I'm not really sure. So then the whole idea of the van came up and I was like, oh, that sounds appealing. But again, in my mind, I was like, but again, it's like not having roots. And then like starting to think about it more. And I realized that actually home isn't a place, it's a feeling. And like that is such an important thing to me because I realized like being back home in England with my family, I was so excited. Like obviously I was enjoying that, but I was so excited to get back to Marcus because being with you feels like home. So I feel like anywhere we are, I mean, we could be sitting in a bloody hot air balloon and it would be home for me.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so now I'm even more excited about van life.
Now we have our little home on wheels. Because, what I said the other day, I thought it was really clever. Was the van is the home. It's the security, as in like, I'll know what I have in my van. I know I have the stove and the toilet. You know, you have your comfort stuff.
Yeah, you got your comfort things.
You know, whatever you need to have a good
life.
life. Yeah. But then you can switch your backyard any time of the day. We need to get to work.
I have a good feeling about this week.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of shit's going to happen this week. I can feel it.
Let's crush it. Boom. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I love you
Oh, yeah. I love you guys too. That was an hour.
An hour.
An hour.
We have no problem talking.
Oh my god. Oh, it's gonna be so much to edit.